So in previous class we discussed the how the metal will be extracted from their metal oxide. So how the metal is extracted from their metal oxide. So we discussed there are the number of methods will be present, for example roasting method, calcination method and smelting process and reduction process and hydrometallurgy process. So by using that process we should separate the metal from their metal oxide. So now here we learn about the when the metal will be separated from their ore. Little bit amount of the very less amount of the impurities also present on that extracted metal. That means in extracted metal very small amount of the impurity will be present. Here we are remove that impurity also. So that is the last step, our metallurgy, extraction of the metal. So that step is the purification or refining of the extracted metal. It is the purification or refining of the extracted metal. So here also different methods, different process will be present for the purification of metals. For the purification of the metals, there are the different type of the process will be present. So let's learn one by one. First one is the distillation process. For the purification, first method is the distillation. Here this distillation is applicable for the metals which will be having the low boiling point metals. Okay students, metals with low boiling point, metals with low boiling point, then that metals can be purified by using the distillation process. So impure metal is evaporated, then get the pure metal. In this distillation process, what will be occur? Impure metal is evaporated, then impure metal is evaporated, then we get the pure metal. So this is the principle is involved in the distillation process. So which type of the metals is purified in the distillation process means zinc, cadmium and mercury. Zinc, cadmium and mercury metals are purified in the distillation process. So next method for the purification, that is the liquefaction process. What is that students? That is the liquefaction. Here this liquefaction is applicable for low melting point containing metals. For the low melting point, what is that? Low melting point. The metals which will having the low melting point, that metals can be purified by using the liquefaction method. Example, stannous and lead. Stannous and lead is purified in the liquefaction process. Next process is for the purification, that is the Pohling method. What is that students? Pohling method. So in this Pohling method, the metal oxide as a impurity, then we are using the Pohling method. What is that? Metal oxide as a impurity. For example, copper. This is the metal. So in this copper, its oxide means copper oxide is act as a impurity. Okay students, here we are purify the copper metal. Which will be impurity on that copper metal? Its oxide means example copper oxide as a impurity. Then this type of metal is purified by using the Pohling method. Okay students, simple. Pohling method means metal oxide as a impurity, then we are using the Pohling process. So in this Pohling process, what will be occur means first the metal is covered by the carbon powder. metal is covered by the carbon powder like that, and then stirred with the green wood poles. Then this total mixture is stirred with the green wood poles. When we are stirred with the green wood poles, the metal oxide impurity can be removing. Then we are get the pure metal. So this is the process is possible in the poling process. So for example, copper metal is purified by using this poling process. Copper metal is purified by using that poling process. Another process for the purification, that is the cupellation process. Okay students, another method, another process is the cupellation. So in this cupellation, easily oxidizable impurity is present. Easily oxidizable impurity means impurity is easily converted to their oxide form. Simply that is the easily oxidizable impurity is present. Then we are using the cupellation process. Cupellation process, which type of the metals is purified on that cupellation process? The metal which is having the easily oxidizable impurity. Okay students, metal which having the easily oxidizable impurity, then we are using the cupellation. For example, in this cupellation method, which metal can be purified means silver. Example, silver. So that is the meaning about the cupellation. Next process is the well-known process, that is the electrolytic refining. Electrolytic refining. So in this electrolytic refining, we are purifying the metal. Simple, we are using the electrolysis process. So already we have to know, we have to learn the electrolysis process in the electrochemistry chapter. What is the meaning of the electrolysis? Means one electrolytic cell, means one vessel will be present that can be act as electrolytic cell, and on that electrolytic cell we are using the electrolytic solution, and two electrodes, one will be act as anode, another will be act as a cathode, and they are connected to the positive end of the battery and similarly negative end of the battery. When we apply the current to that electrodes, then the electrolysis process will be occurs. So by using this process, by using this method, we can purify the metal. Simply that is called as electrolytic refining. For example, in the electrolytic refining, already we have to know this is the electrolytic cell. Okay student, example, this is the vessel, it will be act as electrolytic cell, and in this electrolytic cell we are using the electrolytic solution, and here we are using the two electrodes. One electrode will be act as a cathode, that is connected to the negative end of the battery, and here important one is the cathode, always the pure metal act as a cathode. Okay student, in electrolytic refining, the pure metal, always the pure metal will act as a cathode, then impure metal will be act as a anode. This is the principle for the electrolytic refining of the metals. What is that? Always the pure metal is taken as a cathode and the impure metal is taken as a anode. When we apply the current, then the metal will be purified. So this is the meaning of the electrolytic refining. So in this electrolytic refining, we should purify the metal. The main principle in the electrolytic refining is anode is the impure metal, cathode is the pure metal. So this is the meaning about the electrolytic refining. So another method for purification of the metal, that is the zone refining method. So zone refining method. So in this zone refining method, the main principle is the impurities are more soluble in the melt than that of the solid metal. What is that principle? The impurities are more soluble in the melted state than that of the solid state of the metal. So this is the main principle is involving the zone refining process. So in the zone refining process, what is the main principle for the purification of metal? The impure metal, nothing but the impurities are more soluble in the melt than in the solid state of the metal. This is the main principle is involving in the zone refining method. So this zone refining is easily explained by using the one diagram. So for example, in this is the one vessel. Here these are the rotating induction coil heaters. These are the induction coil heaters. For example, this is our metal rod. This is the our metal rod, and this zone is the molten zone. Okay, student, this zone is the molten zone. When these induction coil heaters are the rotating towards to forward direction, okay, these coils are rotating towards to the forward direction, then the impurities are more soluble compared with the solid metal. So this is the main principle is occurs in the zone refining method. So next another method for refining of the metal, that is the vapor phase refining. So another one is the vapor phase refining. Simple. Vapor phase refining means in this method certain metals are converted into their volatile components. Okay, students, what is that? In this method certain metals are converted into their volatile compounds, whereas the impurities are not affected. So this is the process is involving in the vapor phase refining. So in the vapor phase refining, the metals are converted to their volatile compounds. On that volatile compounds, the impurities are not much affected. So this is the principle is involving in the vapor phase refining. So in this vapor phase refining, there are the two processes will be present. One is the Mons process, another one is the Van Arkel method. One is the Mons process, another one is the Van Arkel method. So Mons process is especially for nickel, purification of the nickel metal, and Van Arkel method especially for purification of the zirconium metal. So for example, in Mons process, so the impure nickel is react with the carbon monoxide. Impure nickel react with the carbon monoxide and heated nearly 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. Then that is converted to the their volatile, that means their vapor phase, that is the tetracarbonyl nickel. When these intermediate compound again heating at 180 to 200 degrees Celsius, then we are get the pure nickel. So this is the process is involving in the Mons process. Simple. So impure nickel react with the carbon monoxide, on heating we will get the intermediate compound, again that on heating at high temperatures, finally we get the pure nickel metal. So this is the Mons process. So in Van Arkel method, impure zirconium react with the iodine, heating at 870 Kelvin temperature, then we get the intermediate compound zirconium iodide. Again this heating more temperatures, again that can be heating more temperature, nearly 2075 Kelvin temperature, then we get the pure zirconium, So this is the Van Arkel method for the purification of the zirconium metal. So in Van Arkel method, zirconium can be purified. In Mond's process, nickel can be purified. These are the two methods are present in the vapor phase refining. Means first impure metals are converted to their volatile, means vapor phase. Then we get the pure metals in the Mond's process as well as in Van Arkel method. Next purification method, that is the chromatographic method. Next one is the chromatographic method. Simple, in this chromatographic method, for example, we are using the column chromatography. On that column chromatography, there are the two different phases will be present. On that one will be act as a stationary phase, another will be act as a mobile phase. One is called as a stationary phase and another will call as a mobile phase. So in the stationary phase, the solid or liquid will act as a stationary phase and impure metal is act as a mobile phase in the chromatographic technique. Okay students, in chromatographic method, stationary phase and mobile phase, two phases will be present. Solid or liquid will be act as a stationary phase and impure metal will act as a mobile phase. And what is the main principle is involving in the chromatographic method? Means the different components are adsorbed at different levels on the column. This is the main principle is involving the chromatographic method. What is that? Different components are adsorbed. Different components are adsorbed at different levels on the column. This is the main principle is involved in the chromatographic method. For example, so this is the rough diagram for the column chromatography. So in this column chromatography, stationary phase, mobile phase, there are the two phases will be present and impure metal will be act as a mobile phase and solid or liquid material will be act as a stationary phase. So different components are adsorbed at different levels on the column. So this is the main principle is involving in this chromatography technique or chromatographic method. So these are the purification of the metals. What is that? These methods are the purification of the metal. For example, chromatographic method and vapor phase refining, similarly zone refining, electrolytic refining, polling process, cupellation process, distillation process and liquefaction process. So these all are the, what is that? Purification of the metal. Purification of the metal. We are using the different methods for different metals.